To guests, it's always a pleasure to hear from one of our esteemed faculty, and today is no exception. I'm very pleased to introduce to you our Convocation speaker today. It's Dr. Pemberton Cyrus, who is the Associate Dean of Engineering at Dalhousie University. He is responsible for undergraduate studies and for coordination of the 6 associated universities that feed students to the 8 undergraduate engineering programs at Dalhousie. Professor Syrus has been teaching at the university level since '84, and of course joined Dal when Tons joined with Dal in '97. And in July of this year, he'll be taking on a new expanded university-wide academic leadership role as our acting associate vice president academic. It's also a special day because his daughter Shani is graduating as well. We're so proud of her. So, with that, I ask you to please join me in welcoming Dr. Pemberton Cyrus to address Convocation.
So, good morning, everyone. Madam Chancellor, President Frozone, all the honored guests, parents, graduates. As I begin, I would like to first of all acknowledge the excellent work of Dr. Joshua Leon, this Josh. The Dean of Engineering for the past 12 years has completed his final term as Dean. He spent his time devoted to student issues and focused on rebuilding the Saxon campus. Please join me in congratulating him. A few days ago, I was reflecting on when I graduated from engineering, and I asked myself this question. What do I wish I knew when I was 22 years old and starting my career? And it's just most of you here. Well, there are many things, and I selected 4 things that I wish I knew. First, I wish I knew the secret to success. Second, I wish I knew how to get rich. Third, I wish I knew how to become an expert. And 4, I wish I knew how to make good decisions. These are all big wishes, and I'll try to answer them from my own life experience and from the lives of others. But I'll start with number 4, how to make good decisions. To make good decisions, you need good principles. Once you develop a set of good principles, then never abandon them under pressure. When I was 26, I discovered that I had a talent for writing algorithms. I was actually at Tons at the time doing my master's degree. Some of you may know that I wrote an algorithm that assigns students to co-op jobs in the first round. It operates on the principle of fairness. It seeks to give as many students jobs as possible through optimization of the assignment. It's been in use for a couple of decades now. And, well, why? Well, because it's fair. It makes fair decisions. It's fair because it was written with that principle in mind. No manual interventions, no humans involved. It just assigns people to jobs. 10 years ago, I wrote another algorithm to assign students to engineering disciplines. And all of you here doing your bachelor's would have somehow experienced that algorithm. It also operates on the principle of fairness. Discipline placement is based on a student's GPA and is fair regardless of the university in Nova Scotia or Prince Edward Island where the student does his or her first year. So the decision principle here is fairness, making decisions based on fairness. Number 3, how to become an expert. Becoming an expert takes hard work. But more than that, developing expertise takes focus and time. A few years ago, I was reading one of Malcolm Gladwell's excellent books called Outliers. And he mentioned that becoming an expert takes 10,000 hours of focused effort. This involves 10,000 hours of trying to be better than you were. So let's do an approximate calculation here. You're all engineers, so you can calculate some stuff. So for each of your courses, you had 3 lecture hours per week. 2 labo tutorial hours per week, 6 study hours per week in addition, I hope. For 12 weeks per term, 46 courses in your degree. Oh, can you calculate that really quickly? So that's a total of 6,072 hours. So at that point, you already have over 6,000 hours accumulated. After graduating, you need 4 years of experience, 35 hours per week, 46 weeks per year approximately, for a total of about 6,440 hours. So by the time you become a professional engineer, you'll have spent 12,512 hours on the study or practice of engineering. If you focus on always improving, maybe you can become an expert. When you spend that many hours doing something, you can become an expert if you focus on improving at every stage. So number 2, how to get rich. When I checked Google last night, Warren Buffett was worth $83 billion. And according to Google, he's the 3rd richest person in the world. So how did he do it? And at various times, he was the richest, or 2nd richest, or 3rd richest. I think Jeff Bezos has it now, but anyway. So how did he do it? Well, there are many books actually about that. I mean, people have written books about how Warren Buffett became rich and stayed rich. But I can tell you what I think. He spends 80% of his waking hours reading. So this is the 3rd richest man in the world who spends 80% of his waking hours reading. He has always spent a lot less money than he earns. He drives a cheap car. He lives in a house that he bought 61 years ago. He bought companies when they were cheap relative to their value, and then he just kept them forever. Warren Buffett has committed to donating 85% of his wealth. So far, he's already donated $30 billion. I think the only person who's actually donated more money than him right now is Bill Gates. So how to get rich? Spend less money than you earn. Since you're young, invest now in something good and don't sell it, because it will get more and more valuable. And when you get rich, donate as much as you can. And by the way, don't forget us. So number 1, what's the secret to success? Well, see item 4, make good decisions. Can I tell you how to make the good decisions? No, you have to figure that out yourself. But you will know when your decisions are good if you operate on sound principles. So I'm keeping this very short, so as I end, I would like to leave you with one idea. Develop solid core principles, make your decisions based on these, and don't abandon your principles when the going gets tough. Congratulations on a superb achievement, your graduation, and thank you, and good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Syrus. Dalhousie ceremonies are marked with music, and today is no exception.